Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and also welcome to the revision session that we will do today for June. Alright, so what is the concept of this revision session? So what we do every month, we do some schemes, right? We cover some schemes which are in news and which are important from the examination point of view, and then what we do after the end, means at the end of that particular month, in the next month we come up with a revision session. Alright, so today if you're watching it for the very first time, okay, so I just wanted to share this concept with you, and today also we will look a little bit about the scheme, the gist of the scheme. But if in detail you want to cover the scheme, okay, I would suggest to please go to our government scheme playlist. There of the last month, all the schemes you can find which we are covering today. So it is going to be a short session, okay, and we are going to look at it. Chalo, till then, okay, I can see many people here. Good afternoon, Millie. Parmeshwaran, I hope I'm pronouncing it correct. Hello. Chetak, namaste. And then we have Satya. Is it very low? Do let me know. And then we have, is it for only June or no, Mohit, this is only for June. But if you want to have a proper coverage of last 6 months, maybe if you're preparing for RBI, we have come up with revision sessions. Please go to our in the channel. If you look at, there are proper marathon sessions that have been covered for government schemes as well, and that will help you for your RBI preparation. And there was one more question, way to success. Way to success you can do cover till 2nd of July. Okay, why am I saying so? Because it will be 1 week before your examination. ठीक है, तो 1 week before examination का होगा. Along with it, there's no use of, even if any question comes from 1 or 2 days before the examination, I don't think you should go to the new concept. Instead it is important if you just revise the previous one. ठीक है, तो जितना है एक क्वेश्चन आएगा if it comes, but you don't have to risk it. You have to have proper revision of the things that you have already studied. ठीक है, now let's come to question number 1. सीधा question number 1 में आते हैं. And please let me know. I think my video it's not working. I am audible, so ठीक है, you could just come with question, you attempt question number 1, and then we'll move ahead. So it talks about the Jal Jeevan Mission. So Jal Jeevan Mission we have already covered in this June revision, in the June session. So Devkant, one thing I want to say until all other people will are answering the question. See, these were the one which were in news, but we have some time limitation as well. Why? Because the scheme lectures that come in your YouTube, it comes thrice a week, right? So it might happen that there will be more news in more schemes in news, but we have covered the most important ones. Okay, so these are not just the schemes that were in June, there might be more schemes also, right? So here I'm getting everybody saying all. I'm waiting for the right answer, and only Chetak has Chetak, I think, first said the right answer. Yeah, so whoever is saying option number D, they are correct. Okay, so your option number 1, 3 and 4 only statement are correct. Jal Jeevan Mission, it talks about, first of all, providing safe drinking water to all, and having water to all the taps in the rural household. ठीक है, तो first of all we have to focus on कि rural household में focus करता है, and then the aim it is to provide to have the access of water in the taps in the all household. First of all accessibility है, and then quality is also being kept in mind. The quality of water should be good, and then affordability also means, because of course the government is going to charge some money also, so the rent for the charges for the water should be minimal, so that it can be afforded by the household. ठीक है, and currently we have aimed that by 2024 we are going to provide drinking water to all the rural households. So this statement, it is correct. Then it aims to provide, it is not 25 but 55 liters of tapped water per person per day. ठीक है, so for one person 55 liters per day should be provided, because as we said, right, we are going to provide drinking water to all the in all the taps in rural areas, but it also should be sufficient enough for the person to utilize. And so your second statement, it becomes wrong. Goa has become the first Har Ghar Jal state. Yes, that is true. जिन्होंने 100% household tap connection in rural areas they have provided. And yes, mission the Jal Shakti Ministry, it is the nodal ministry. And this is a previous year questions of your ACIO. ठीक है. So it's a previous year question of one such examination that is conducted. So you have to be prepared like such. ठीक है. So this is the explanation of the question that we have just done. Now let's come to question number 2, and until then I'll answer the questions which have been asked by you. Shri, it's not decided yet that if I'll be conducting sessions for NABARD marathon or if any other faculty would do. But whoever would come with the marathon sessions, they would do justice to the sessions. And yes, Millie, it's 55 liter per. Uh, then we have quality, quantity, and affordability. Yes. Satya is asking, ma'am, please share the scheme stab and current affairs and ESI current affairs for June month PDF here regarding NABARD Grade 23. Satya, everything that is provided in your course only if you have bought the course, because all these are scheme stab, current stab, report stab, everything it is provided in the course, the PDFs. Now, Parmeshwaran is saying option number A is correct. We have Rajan saying yes, Millie, and my Ministry of Finance. Yes, everybody is saying Ministry of Finance, and that is indeed the correct answer. What is the scheme all about? Vivad means basically dispute, and Vishwas means to gain the trust, right? So what happened during COVID time? Uh, MSME, they had various MSME, they had contracts with various departments of government, okay, but due to lockdown there was not enough labor present. There was a crisis of everything, right? Because of that, these MSME were not able to fulfill the project, the contracts in time, right? So for that, many departments, they imposed some penalties on such MSME because they were not able to complete the contract, right? So that is why government, they came up with this Vivad se Vishwas, because the dispute had been created. Now there was a gap between the MSMEs and the government, right? So that is why government, they came up that whatever penalty has been imposed, so there were various types of penalties that we have looked at, right? Risk purchase, and there were other also, bid security. ठीक है, तो सबका what was there, the percentage, you have to remember, 95% will be given back to such MSME, okay? And there is a certain time period also that they should fall under this time period, which is your 19th of February 2020 से कितना तक, it was your 30th of March of 2022. So if you fall under this time period, because it is then assumed by the government that you were not able to fulfill the contract just because of the COVID situation, right? So this is the criteria. If the MSME, the contract that they have signed, if it was between this time period, and yes, both the dates are inclusive, right, and they were not able to fulfill the contracts, and they had to give the penalty, 95% of such, whatever the types of penalties that were imposed on them, everything will be given back. And one more thing has been highlighted under this particular scheme, which is important to know, that no interest will be given, right? Usually it happens whenever government, they take some money from us, and whenever they return, they provide with some interest also for the time period they have taken up the money from us, right? But in such case, government, they will not provide the interest on the amount that they had taken as penalty. Okay, so these are some of the things under this Vivad se Vishwas first relief to the MSME sector. Okay, and because you can remember it in this way, because we are talking about money, we are talking about giving back the money which the MSME has given, that is why it will fall under the Ministry of Finance. Okay. So this was about it. So the scheme was announced in the Union Budget 2023-2024. Okay, and now let's come to question number 3. So I can see the answer. Option number 3 का कह रहे हैं D. D says 1, 2 and 3. So which of the following statement is are correct with respect to MSME lean competitive scheme? ठीक है. So everybody is coming up with D and one is saying C. Let's look at it. ठीक है. Here Satya has asked one question, ma'am, what is the news in June regarding Vivad se Vishwas? So basically what happened, so there is some time period till then you can claim actually that you had given penalty, and then you can claim it back, right? So the news was that till 15th of July you can do so. ठीक है, तो उस समय न्यूज़ ये आई थी that till 15th of July you can fill up these forms and you can claim your money back. ठीक है, so this was the news about at that time. And here I'm looking at mix. So here, which of the following statement is correct with respect to MSME competitive lien scheme? ठीक है, first of all, it has been launched as a component under MSME champion scheme. That is true. This we have done when we covered the scheme, that this is part of your champion scheme. A lot of benefits that you get under champion scheme, which we have separately also covered in one of the lectures, right? So this particular lien, ठीक है, it falls part of this. All MSME registered with Udyam registration portal are eligible under the scheme. That is also correct. ठीक है, it will be implemented in 3 phases. ठीक है, that is wrong. It will be implemented in 2 phases and can be attained in 3 levels. That is true. ठीक है, so it's basically what is the scheme all about. This scheme talks about to reduce the wastage by applying the lean tools and technology. So what is this lean? Basically it is a concept where we are focusing on that whatever wastage that is done during the process of making a particular product. Okay, for example, if I say for example, if the raw materials, if one is kept in one place, the second one that should be in sequence, it is somewhere in this place, and the third raw product that should be used, it is in between, right? So a lot of time is wasted for this, a lot of space is consumed. Okay, for example, that product demand is not that much in the market, but we are making hundreds of units of it, right? So all these things, so whatever be the wastage that is created in the process, that should be reduced, because if those wastage are reduced, even the money, it will have a direct impact on the investment also, right? And this money saved is the profit earned, right? So this is the basic concept of MSME competitive lien scheme, in which they will be taught, there are certification programs that will happen. So this you are looking at, no, basic, intermediate and advanced level. These are the certification courses that the person, the MSME, has to go through. And because in these certification process, all these lean tools and technologies have been taught. Initially in first phase it is all online, and then we have understood that in intermediate and advanced form it is some of the online studies and then some of the practical knowledge that will be provided to the MSME, right? And see, this will be implemented in 2 phases. So in first phase, the manufacturing sector of Udyam, of such MSME who are part of Udyam. So if there is some other manufacturing MSME but it is not part of Udyam, it will not be included in first phase that we have already studied. ठीक है, so in first phase, manufacturing sector of Udyam. ठीक है, in second stage it talks about the service sector, so it will include the service sector as well. ठीक है, तो manufacturing plus service sector आपका include हो जाएगा, जो कि आपका Udyam के part है, as well as there are some of the MSME who are registered to the states and not Udyam portal, so they will also be included. ठीक है, now please do not get confused, because the statement said all MSME registered with Udyam and we are focusing कि यार phase 1 में तो सिर्फ manufacturing है. You need to understand that this talks about the in different phases this particular program will be launched, right? But if you look at it, in both the cases Udyam has been taken into consideration. ठीक है, so that is why all MSME registered with the Udyam registration are eligible. Please do not get confused in this particular point. ठीक है, so this is about the particular scheme. And next is, which among the following statement is are correct with respect to the SRI fund? ठीक है, पहले मुझे SRI का full form बताओ and then we'll move ahead. So here Chetak is saying option number B, that first and third is correct. ठीक है, see SRI fund, it is your, yes, as Chetak is saying, it is Self-reliant India fund. Vrinda is also saying right, Self-reliant India fund. ठीक है, so basically in this particular scheme we talked about that how for MSME there are not much stakeholders that are readily upfront or available for providing credit to MSME. ठीक है, basically whenever you want to expand any business, of course you need money, right? And if you are aware of the share market and all these things, you understand that how company they enlist themselves to the public, to the audience, to the stakeholders, and then these stakeholders buy some of the equity in such companies, right? And that money is being utilized by the company for the expansion. But for MSME there are various reasons for which they cannot expand, right? First of all, MSME, they are not much aware, they themselves are very small business, and many stakeholders they hesitate to invest in such MSMEs, right? And that is why government they came up with the SRI fund scheme, where these, you can say, these MSME will be backed up by the government of India, and they will be enlisted into the market, into the list, and the stakeholders then they can invest. ठीक है, तो ये पूरा kind of, you can say, conclusion or the summary of this scheme is all about. So here tenure of funds that will be utilized under this, that will be 15 years, that is true. ठीक है, 80% of the funds will be mobilized by mother funds and 20 will be daughter, that is completely wrong. ठीक है, so basically here funds of funds का concept चलता है. Funds of funds means what? Whatever funds that in normal case, whatever what happens whenever you have invested a particular fund in a mutual फंड स्कीम और एनीथिंग, ठीक है, तो आप जो भी फंड इन्वेस्ट करते हैं दैट इज बीइंग डायरेक्टली बीइंग इन्वेस्टेड इन अ स्कीम. ठीक है, बट फंड्स ऑफ फंड्स का क्या कॉन्सेप्ट है? दिस फंड दैट यू हैव यूटिलाइज, दिस फंड विल बी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड टू मेनी अदर स्कीम्स. ठीक है, सो दैट देर आर लेस रिस्क ऑफ द फेलियर, ठीक है, ऑफ द मनी. सो दैट इज वाई फंड्स ऑफ फंड्स का कॉन्सेप्ट होता है. तो जो आपका फर्स्ट फंड दैट यू हैव इन्वेस्टेड, इट इज योर मदर फंड, एंड द नेक्स्ट फंड विच विल अगेन रीडिस्ट्रीब्यूट टू वेरियस स्कीम इंस्टेड ऑफ डायरेक्टली बीइंग यूज्ड इन अ म्यूचुअल फंड स्कीम, दैट पर्टिकुलर फंड इट इज further distributed to other schemes. ठीक है, that is known as what? That is known as your daughter fund. ठीक है, and even the government they aim to raise more money with the help of daughter fund. Why? Because it will be revolving means whatever the profit that has been earned, that profit will not be then drawn by the stakeholder. That money will be utilized in investment only, because the money, the interest that will be generated, if that will be again utilized to buy new schemes, of course we are going to have multiplication of the money or profit, whatever you can say. ठीक है, तो tenure that is true, second statement is wrong, and third statement it is true. ठीक है, तो funds आपका 15 years है. So your option number B, whoever was saying option number B, those all are correct. ठीक है, and this particular scheme, we studied about this scheme. What was the news? So this that we covered in our session also. The news was that in northeast region, because we want to promote northeast region, there various schemes were implemented, and their SRI funds was in news, and that is why we talked about that what is the scheme all about and how it will contribute to the development of the MSME, especially in the northeast regions, tribal regions, right? Next, coming to your question, your SVANidhi. So why this was in news? We studied in the session also. 3 years complete हुए थे SVANidhi का, and also yeah, there was a portal that we talked about. ठीक है, तो उसके बारे में हमने बात की थी. Okay, I'm sorry, that portal that we talked about was of champion. ठीक है, so SVANidhi में we studied that it has completed 3 years, and what is the concept of SVANidhi? So here we talk about the street vendors. So what is the concept? That during COVID time, even the street vendors, they were affected. Why? Because see, whatever small amount that they earn, they have to utilize they have to spend that in their livelihood also, and then they have to use that fund to buy new stuff, right? Because when they buy, then only they will sell. But because in COVID time, whatever small money they had, they have spent everything on livelihood, right? Because everything was shut down, lockdown was there, right? So to revive them, to revive their work, so this scheme was came into action, SVANidhi. ठीक है, where we talked about स्ट्रीट वेंडर आत्मनिर्भर निधि. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है? दे आर बीइंग प्रोवाइडेड लोन. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दे विल बी प्रोवाइडेड लोन, एंड दैट विल बी कोलेटरल फ्री. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू नो. ठीक है, कोलेटरल मीन्स दे डू नॉट हैव टू गिव एनी एसेट इन रिटर्न टू द मनी दैट दे हैव टेकन. ठीक है, इनिशियली दे कैन बोरो 10K. ठीक है, 10,000 तक उनको मिलता है, एंड दिस दे हैव टू सबमिट विद इन 1 year. एंड इफ दे पे बैक द मनी ड्यूली, देन for the next year they can increase the amount to 20K, and in the third time they can increase even up to 50K if they are regularly repaying their dues. ठीक है, so this is the main idea of SVANidhi scheme. And here the digitalization, the digital transaction is also promoted. So if they promote digital transaction, somewhere around in a year 1200 they will get as a cashback from the scanner which they will provide it to the people to spend. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे when we talk about that loaning is being taken, so if it is collateral, that is one thing, right? But still government, I'm sorry, not government, the banks, they are going to take some interest over it, right? Whenever you take loan, you have to pay back some interest also, right? So now usually the interest that that the bank will charge, it will varies from bank to bank. It can be even 14% also, it can be 9% also, it can be 10% also. Now this is something which will vary, so we cannot actually give a range for it. Okay, so this has been specifically mentioned in the scheme itself. Okay, so this is the range. But what government is saying that if the MSME, it is duly paying back its dues, okay, in that case up to 7% government will help as a subsidy, means whatever be the amount. For example, if 14% the street vendor had to pay to the bank, ठीक है, 7% क्या करेगी, government will help to the to that particular street vendor. If 10% was the interest loan charged by that particular bank, 7% will be the help that will be given by government. ठीक है, one thing is this. Now this 7% that will be given as help, will it be given to the banks directly? No, this amount will be given to the beneficiary. So what will be done, beneficiary from its end will give 14% to the bank. ठीक है, तो अपनी तरफ से पूरा 14% देगा, but 7% of it it will get reimbursed by the government when they will claim for it, right? So they have to claim for it. 7% they will get back to their bank by direct benefit transfer. ठीक है, तो directly the benefit will be transferred to the beneficiary's bank account. ठीक है, so yeah, so this is all what we have studied. ठीक है, next है, which of the following statement is incorrect with respect to PM Kisan scheme? I'm really glad to see a lot of information, additional information which all of you are giving. ठीक है, Chetak, Millie, they are giving additional information. So, and even Parmeshwaran is also giving additional information. Yes, and all these things we have already covered in the schemes. See, in the revision, I can understand in other revision session, for example, if it is of general awareness, right, or maybe some news, RBI news or anything, in that there is just one liner background that you need to understand. But in case of scheme, it happens that if we come on explaining everything of this scheme, the session will in itself be of 2 hours 3 hours, right? And this is not the main idea of whoever are regular with the sessions. They must know that this is not what the aim of this particular session. It is that you regularly cover all the schemes that we are covering in a month, and these are just thrice 3 sessions a particular week, right? So you can pretty much do that, and once that is done, let's check. It's more about checking your preparation. Okay, so here talking about this scheme, I can see urban areas are also, everybody saying option number A is wrong. And yes, because there's no specification. See, under PM Kisan, it is specified that they should have a land, and when we talk about land, it should mean like not any land, it should be an agricultural cultivable land, means you are actually cultivating there something. So this is one criteria, but this is not the criteria if that should be in urban area or rural area. Okay, so that is why your option number A, it becomes your incorrect. ठीक है, बाकी if you look at the other statement, micro land holdings which are not cultivable are excluded. Yes, that is absolutely correct. Agriculture land being used for non-agriculture purpose is not covered, that we have also understood. Only the agricultural cultivable land will be included under PM Kisan. ठीक है, Aadhaar card based KYC, it is important for it, and this talks about, so basically what happens in PM Kisan, ठीक है, so PM Kisan Samman Nidhi is the full name of this particular scheme. Here 6,000 will be given per month, ठीक है, to the farmers, I'm sorry, not per month, per year, ठीक है, to the farmers family, so that they can spend that money for the for even for the agriculture purpose if they want to, or even for the livelihood. ठीक है, so it's like a particular हेल्प फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट, यू कैन से. ठीक है, तो ये 6,000 है, तो ये 2,000 की इंस्टॉलमेंट में आपको मिलेगा हर 3 मंथ्स में. 4 months में, I'm sorry, हर 4 months में आपको 2000 rupees will be given to the beneficiaries. And when we talk about per family, so per family does not mean, if for example if there's a joint family, so it does not mean for 16 people only 6000 will be given, right? So family will comprise of husband, wife and minor children, ठीक है, who own a cultivable land. So if you are a joint family, so and if the land is in the name of just your grandfather, and means for example if there are 3 sons to that to that particular person, right? So even if they have individual family and they don't have the name, the property in their name, they will get only one, only the person who has this particular land, only he will get the he will get the money, ठीक है. So this is the definition of family, and here you can see there is no distinction between urban and the rural cultivable land, ठीक है. Next question number 7, which of the following statement is are correct with respect to Krishi Udan 2.0? There are 3 statements and you have to tell the right answer to this. ठीक है, कृषि उड़ान 2.0, what was the concept behind this? So launched in 2021. Initially there was a concept of उड़ान, उड़े देश का आम नागरिक. Okay, so this talked about first of all having proper airport connectivity, ठीक है, air transportation connectivity, so that a particular so that people they can actually easily go from one place to another via the air transportation, that is by airplanes, right? And secondly, so we had to first improve and build new airports, ठीक है, one was this, and secondly to make that affordable. So there was some percentage criteria that for the any citizen, if they want to travel, so that particular base area there was some reservation, right? So there was some reservation ki these number of seats should be sold at 2500, so that even a person, any person can afford it, right? Who belong to even middle class family or lower middle class family, ठीक है. So this was of the Udan concept. Then government thought of why not to add this agriculture transport also. Because of this, why? Because usually if you look in India, there is somewhere around 25 to 30% of post harvest loss. Post harvest loss means, for example, production has been done in a particular field, ठीक है. Now even if that person goes, and there are a lot of farmers in that particular place, right? So even if everybody goes to the local market, the consumer will be limited only, right? And they have a lot of growth, right? And now that gets wasted. Had they transfer it to some other parts of India or maybe foreign land, they might have got better profit, right? So that is why in Krishi Udan concept, the aim is to have in these airports to have places for the cargos also, ठीक है. Cargos means agriculture cargos are the planes, ships, anything, the transportation from which we shift goods and services, ठीक है. तो कृषि उड़ान का concept आपका basic यही है, to have more connectivity, and here because currently even for the transportation a lot of money is required. So currently government will provide incentive to the farmers, but once it is established in the future, far in the future, this incentive will be removed, but currently it is there, ठीक है. So now I'm getting the answer, it's B, option number B. People are saying that is wrong, so correct becomes, then your correct answer is option number B. 1 and 3 are true, because it is being formulated with the help of AII cargo logistics, ठीक है. Second is Krishi Udan 2.4 it does not mainly focus on the southern Indian state, but of the northeastern states, of the hilly regions and of the tribal regions, ठीक है. तो इन स्पेसेस में आपका ज़्यादा वो फोकस कर रहा है. एंड यस, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट विल एनकरेज स्टेट टू रिड्यूस सेल्स टैक्स टू 1% ऑफ एविएशन टर्बाइन फ्यूल, बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ मनी, बिकॉज इट्स अ सेंटर सेक्टर स्कीम, सो अ लॉट ऑफ मनी इज बीइंग spent by central government already, so they would also have this they will have this leverage or ease, you can say, of implementing this particular scheme, ठीक है. So everything has been mentioned in here. Next is question number 8. What is P stands for in champion scheme, ठीक है. सो चैम्पियन का आपका पोर्टल चैम्पियन 2.0 has been launched, a new portal has been launched, in which now AI, you can actually ask your doubts with the AI, and that can be done in 11 languages, ठीक है. 11 languages now had come in the portal, from which you can ask your doubt, how anything that is related to the champion portal or the website, you can say, ठीक है. And yeah, so where, and yes, one more update in this, now you can give feedback also, ठीक है. तो feedback भी दे सकते हैं, so that will help to improve the portal. So P here, it stands for what, ठीक है. So I'm getting, I think I'm not getting answers for this. So here, is it premises, is it project, is it protect, is it process, or it is program? So you have to tell the right answer to this. Satya, the scheme I've already explained. It was in news because Champion Portal 2.0 has been launched. ठीक है, so this is all about, even the news was this two only कि AI 11 languages में now you can ask questions or you can ask the AI how whatever the questions you have related to Champions Portal, and of course you can give feedback also. So this was the news only. ठीक है, now no Chetak, it is not program, right? See, in your examination full forms are asked. ठीक है, so I can understand you can't know the full form of everything, but something you have already studied, after that also if not able to answer or you're getting confused, then you need to look back to the scheme. ठीक है, उसको थोड़ा आपको देखना होगा. See the here the correct answer, it is process actually. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे if you look at the full form of it, champions का है creation and harmonious application of modern processes for increasing output and national strength. Basically this particular scheme, it is like one stop solution for all the MSMEs. If you want to know about the MSME projects are there, schemes are there, if you want to know about if any MSME is selling some goods, and if you want to buy it as a raw material for your product, you can do so. If you want to sell anything, you can do so. If you want to register any grievances that are related, means you have some queries, you have some problems you are facing as an MSME, which government needs to interfere, or everything you can put on it. ठीक है, तो ये Champions Portal में everything, all sort of MSME, everything you can get under this. What are the benefits that as an MSME you can get, all the information, everything is mentioned here. ठीक है, so coming to question number 9, ओरिजिनल ये तो हमने अभी करा भी है. ठीक है, so for विवाद से विश्वास, relief to MSME, so there's a time period, means if you have breached the contract between this time period inclusive of both the dates, in such cases the penalties of 95% of the penalties will be given back. ठीक है, so there's a time period they have given. So 19 to 2020 से हमने ये समझा था, फरवरी 19 फरवरी 2022 से स्टार्ट, 2020 से स्टार्ट होता है, बट कब तक? So here we have Parmeshwaran, Millie, Shri all saying option number 1. Okay, yes, that is the correct answer. ठीक है, 31st of March 2022 तक you should be MSME in that particular time period, right? So yes, that we have done. ठीक है, question number 10, this is the last question of today. Which of the following are the components of MSME competitive lean scheme? ठीक है, तो इसमें से, even if, see, I understand that you can't just remember all the components because there are a lot of components in scheme. Here you have to use some you can say gut feeling, common sense, you can utilize it here. Can digital platforms will be used for spreading awareness for this particular lean concept. So that is one thing. Industrial awareness programs workshop, will it be done? Can it be done under this particular scheme? When we are focusing on reducing the wastage so that the competitiveness of MSME can be increased, so can it be done कि यार कोई industrial awareness programs हो? Okay, can there be any training programs that can run, and can there will be any advertisement or brand promotion that will be done, right? So you have to understand that sometimes you might know the answer, you might not remember, but you can actually use the common sense and have a pretty much guess. And yes, Chetak and everybody who are saying option number E are correct. ठीक है, all of the above are the correct statement. ठीक है, I hope this has given you an idea that how you can actually guess an answer even if you don't know anything about it, right? So these are the components, and these are the toppers of last session. ठीक है, Chetak, yes, Chetak had said the right answer, MSME 27 June and theme, and along with that he has also given the theme of the Global Council for Promotion of International Trade, that is building a stronger future together. You other members, you can just you also can read about it, means you can look at it, right? So if for once come in examination, you now know. Okay, Akhil, yes, so Akhil has given additional information on this. ठीक है, so Akhil has also said the right answer, and thank you Akhil. Then we have Ashay saying the right answer. Then Vivek, I hope I've already replied to you, right? Whatever schemes that we cover, those are in news and those are in recent months, and whatever schemes are in recent month that are being asked in your examination, I've already replied to you. I hope your query is cleared. Then Tarun, I've already covered PM Pranam. If you look at the playlist in the recent months only, I've done so. Okay, so you can look at it. And then we have Ashit, see, you will find the marathon session recently we have done for the RBI. ठीक है, so you can watch the sessions there. ठीक है. And Jeevan, okay, I have taken your suggestion, and Tarun said the right answer. We have K. Yes, these are very much helpful for your RBI Grade B. And Leogenic, I have taken the suggestion, but I just want to tell you that PM Kusum is not that important from the examination perspective. But yes, I will definitely cover, because if you have asked me, I will make a session on that. And Sai, I think your second, yeah, the theme, it is wrong. Okay, so Priya said the right answer. Welcome, Priya. And then Rishabh saying the right answer. Okay, and I think Sai, your even doubt is clear, because that is for the Global Council of Promotion of International Trade, the answer that you have given. Okay, so and then we, Sai said the right answer. We have Simran saying the right answer. We have Ring saying the right answer. We have Theme saying the right answer. Yes, so that is all in this video. If you have any doubt, any query, please write to us. I'll definitely reply either in the comments only or in the next video. And if you want me to cover any scheme, do let me know, and you can get the PDF of this particular lecture from our Telegram channel. Okay, so that is all in this. Thank you everybody for watching the session. Thank you Parmishanam, Billy, Chetak. Please study, right? And all the very best for whatever examination you're preparing for. I really hope that you get through this particular cycle only. And thank you everybody for watching. We'll meet again with another video. Until then, all the very best for examination, and thank you.